Welcome to the Caffeinated Couple Podcast with your hosts, Mark and Lisa.
Be live. You in charge.
Oh, what do you have?
We need it.
I'm gonna have a double
This
shot
has
espresso.
been
You
a
want a
race to the
latte?
finish.
All right, let's get
Lisa's ready for a nap.
caffeinated.
We are all set up for our... Hopefully the music is the right volume. What do you think? Is it too loud this time? Lisa said it's too loud. Lisa's going to go over there and press the button to turn it down one notch. She
Hi,
is...
Paula.
This dance is brought to you by... Just hit the lower volume button. There we go. If you can hear any rustle and bustle in the background, it's because the dogs are eating. Like I said, we are just doing this by the skin of our teeth.
Paula said she can't hear us.
You can't? What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Check, check, check. You should hear us. Paula, is your phone turned down? Everything looks good at our end.
Kelly said she can hear us.
Paula, you have technical difficulties on your side. We are sending a Bell technician over there right now. So, this is our Tortilla Party, I guess, because we don't know what we're putting on our tortillas yet, do we? We have somewhat of an idea, but it's all going to be kind of random. So we are going to make some. I have all the ingredients. We're going to fire up the stove, but first, before we do anything,
We have Paula and Kelly on.
all right. First ingredients. Alcohol. I haven't had wine in probably 2 weeks.
Benny has the zoomies.
One for the producer. And one for me. To all my friends, cheers. Happy lockdown.
Oh, she hears us now.
The bell guy showed up. So, this is a very easy recipe, and it wasn't my first attempt. I looked at a few other recipes. So, hopefully you can see above.
Mike says hello. Deborah.
Hey, Mike. So I'm going to fire up our scale, though I could do this. I'm going to do some of the ingredients basically by the scale because I had worked out a weight and a measure. I'm actually going to turn the oven on, or the stove on low. Lisa, would you like to show the lovely people what we're cooking these on tonight?
Yes.
You know how to do it, Lisa?
Shush.
Did you get it?
Yes.
All right. So there you go.
Oh, that let my baby in.
Are we back to the... okay, so we'll wait till Lisa gets back to the control panel. She's letting the dog in. We are going to get started. We take our bowl.
Benny, come.
I don't know if you can see the scale, the measurement on the scale. We're going to put the bowl on. We're going to zero the scale off. Lisa is now giving the dogs treats because they've had their dinner, but to get them inside, Lisa has realized that she has to give them treats. Or they've realized that they can get in if they let Lisa give them treats. And Benny's the guy who organizes everything. So, some of you, I think there might be one or two of you on there that want to make these and have the recipe. So basically, I'm doubling the recipe that I found online. So if anyone's seen the video of the gentleman who did this recipe, I am just doubling it because it will give me about 14 that size. That's the size we're looking at here.
I know what you forgot. Okay.
So we forgot? I forgot. Lisa's getting stuff for me. That's why I have a sous chef. And you probably heard some bad words there. So, we don't need those yet though.
When are you going to get them?
We need this because they cool much better on that rack. So, we'll wait till Lisa gets back to the control panel.
I don't have to control anything. You're
Well, there's two cameras, so there's this camera and there's that camera.
Hi, Diane. Hi, Mary.
Good to see everyone. Thank you for staying home tonight and spending Saturday night with us.
They really don't have a choice over that.
That's right, they don't. So basically, here's the deal with these. I am going to take my 100 grams of almond or coconut flour. That's about 10 tablespoons. It's really not a lot. So I'm going to dump that into my bowl. And you can see, if you can see the scale, if you can, it's probably upside down. Then I'm using psyllium husk. I'm using 9 grams. I will post the recipe in the end of this feed. Actually, I have a link on Health First Living with the whole recipe and pictures and everything. You can substitute the silicon husk. The silicon husk is basically your forming agent. It's going to hold it together. You could use flaxseed. There's probably a few other things you can use. So we're just going to throw that in. Very simple. And we are going to put 3 grams of salt. There are your dry ingredients. I'm just going to stir the dry ingredients. And it's that simple for the dry ingredients. Now, I am going to add some olive oil. We want 15 grams of olive oil. If you go over a gram or two, don't worry about it. So I'm just going to go by, there's the dogs wanting out. They can wait. So we're going to have 11 grams. Oh, I said 15. Let's look at the wrong number. It's great to do this live because you can see how easy it is. It's so easy. I'm just going to mix my olive oil in a bit. I guess you could wait. I'm just following the recipe that I saw online. You mix it in a little bit.
Diane would like to know where you buy those ingredients.
Coconut flour you can get at Loblaws, but you can also get it at Tyrone Mills. Psyllium husk we got, I believe we got that at Tyrone Mills too. I know you get it at Bulk Barn. I know the package we had taken the label from Bulk Barn and stuck it in with the...
We don't have Bulk Barn. We have Tyrone Mills.
But we have the sticker from Bulk Barn.
From way back.
Yeah. Okay, so Tyrone Mills Psyllium husk in Bowmanville. I am going to grab the yogurt. Now, if you're making these and you want them vegan, you can find your yogurt substitute. But we're using, I guess you could use sour cream. If you didn't have yogurt, you could use sour cream. Can't see why not. It's really getting a liquid, so we want 34 grams. We're going to go with 38.5. Again, you'll see that if you go over a little bit, it won't really matter. So we're going to put that away. Then we are going to get our hot water. And I'm just going to mix this a little bit. Making a mess. We're going to zero out our bowl. And I'm going to add, because my bowl won't zero, or my scale. This is a finicky scale. It could be the batteries. Now you know it's real life. It doesn't like you messing with weight on it. So we're going to put that on. We're going to zero out our scale. And we're going to add a little bit of water to start. And we're just going to mix that in to get started. I guess you could take it off your scale if you were concerned about doing this on your scale. I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to add a little bit more water. And really, this is it. You just mix this in till you get a somewhat of a dough, and I'm gonna form it. Now, the other day I made 50 of these and froze them. They're in the freezer right now. I put them in packs of 10. And that should be all our water. This should look like a pureed mashed potato. Maybe not real, almost more mashed, kind of in between. It's not quite pureed, but more of a soft mashed potato. I guess if you were to mix your packaged mashed potato. So once you've done that, you just basically take this and just basically, you're just going to basically work it into a ball. And that you can see, that's it. You're just going to form it into a bowl at this point. And then you're going to take a cloth and you're going to cover it over and you're going to let that sit for 30 minutes. I'm just going to wipe my hands. Now, we're not going to let you sit there and watch us drink wine for 30 minutes. I previously made one. So here we are. We are all ready. So that's been sitting 30 minutes for us. Just like a real cooking show. Hey, honey? Okay, so we want to take some parchment paper. These two pieces will do everything. And we need a roller. I had a little roller. I don't know where my little roller went. Did it go back here? I have this little roller. I really like it. So, basically, at this point, it's very simple. I actually get a plate just to put them on. Oh, first, another sip of wine. Lisa's doing camera work. Lisa's probably going to end up working at like TSN or something. So basically we just take a little bit of our dough, slap it down on top of your parchment paper, put the paper over top, and then you can use any roller. I just got used to this one, and I'm going to roll out enough for my circle. And you want these about 1/8 of an inch thick. Can actually go a little bit. Once you get the hang of it, I know you're going to make some thinner, smaller at first. Once you get it like that, the great thing is, as we cut out from the middle, we get a nice even edge around our circle and thickness, because the edges, when you roll it, tend to get a little thin. So I'm going to go like that. I'm going to pull that back, and I'm just going to lift this up. Oh, broke. And there's one. I broke that one, but I tell you, once you get going, you get the hang of it. You just have to be gentle with it. And I find the more you work this dough now, it gets a little bit better. It gets a little more firm for working with. So we're just basically gonna... Now the great thing with these, I found that I could roll them out and have them in the pan at the same time, if you're doing mass production. Like I said, these are fantastic for the freezer. So I'm just going to lift this up again, and you can see there, that's it. Once you've done that, they're ready for the pan. I'm going to do one more. I'll go back to making them, and we'll put one in the pan so you can have a look at it cooking. And then we're just basically going to make a whole bunch and drink. And again, look how easy it is. Look how fast you can go with these things. I always look for the thickest spot when I pick them up. And there you go, there's another one. So, I'm going to crank my stove up. It's on low, let me see. Oh, it's pretty hot. So I'm going to put this on medium high. Medium high I find is the best for this. They do not take long. I'm going to use...
It's in the dishwasher.
Something that's in the dishwasher. Now, notice how there's no oil in the pan. If you look in the pan here, you can see it smoking up. There's no oil in the pan. There is a little bit of oil, obviously, in our tortilla. So I'm just using that hot little skillet, and it seems to work really, really well. Every time you need a bit more dough, just grab it. And then once you, this is kind of a nice setup because I'm close. And yeah, like I said, you've usually got enough time to turn around and roll one out while the other one is cooking. You might want to make a batch first and just keep an eye on them. That's what I would suggest. But like I said, since I was making 50 the other day...
Well, Laura Jones would like you to repeat the ingredients. She
Certainly.
just came on.
Certainly.
And Barry would like to know how many for a serving and how many carbs per serving.
There's like 1.5 net grams of carbs in one of them.
You saw Roxy, Paula? She was in the shot.
So you can see in the pan here, I flipped it already once. And this is nearly done. It just takes a flip at about a minute. The ingredients, yes, I will run through the ingredients. You can flip these back and forth to take a look at them. And then after you've cooked one, you can take a bite and they cool really fast. You can test it out and try it. And again, these are, if you're looking for a low carb alternative, you can use these with like just butter and something on them, like a little sandwich. I'm probably going to take that one off now. So you have to remember they're on there, that's for sure. So let's have a look at this. And I think I can probably get these in the shot here. Okay, so before I put another one on, the ingredients for this, I'm going to get 14 out of this batch, roughly. That's going to really depend on how thick or thin you roll them.
Did you double the batch?
Well, the batch that I'm making today, so the ingredients I'm going to give you will give you about 14. I used 100 grams of coconut flour, which would be about 10 tablespoons. 9 grams of psyllium husk, which is about 2 tablespoons. 9 grams of salt. 15 grams of olive oil. 34 grams of yogurt. And 250 grams of water. I will post them in the bottom of this thread once it's done. But if you go to Health First Living, there's pictures and all the ingredients and all the nutritional stuff. So it's already been posted on Health First Living. So if you check that page out, you'll find all the details. So I'm just going to show you what I was doing the other day with this pan. For my production line. That first one was a little bit thin. This one's a little bit thicker. So you can see they're very pliable already. Like you can certainly get perfect. Like I said, I tried a recipe the other day I saw and I followed it step by step, and I just couldn't even get them on the frying pan. It was just a mess. So, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to heat up a few different things. We have, Elisa has made a, what do you got, a black bean? Refried beans. I have some ground beef from Gallery on the Farm in Enniskillen that I am going to put on, that I've pre-cooked, that I've curried up a little bit. Gave it a bit of a kick. Don't forget these, you can smell it, they're burning a little. That's about as far as you'd want to go with them right there. I don't know if the fan's too noisy. But these are, you know, you put on some good music and you go in the kitchen for a while and off you go. But like I said, I put 50 in the freezer the other day,
You should
so
turn the heat down on that burner.
you can see how fast they cook up. That's it. You could easily, if you decide to have these for dinner, you could easily make these up ahead of time, or make them at dinner, or like I did, freeze them, bring out a pack of 10, and just they're gonna thaw out so quick. And again, they're low carb. Yeah, I think it's about 1.2 to 1.5 net carbs. And again, if you want them cooked a little bit more, that's your preference. But I find they probably, I haven't timed them, they probably take like 2 minutes. A minute aside. You could definitely make these as a team, great with your partner. One could be cooking them, one could be rolling them out. But I think they're great. Like you figure the cost.
Dorothy asks if you freeze them, do you put parchment paper between each one?
Yes. And I was wondering whether or not I have to. I did, because I'll make, when I make them, I will save the parchment paper and the little bag, and I'll reuse them when I make more. So I was thinking, oh, do I want to keep putting parchment paper in between 50 little tortillas? But I had little squares of parchment paper. So, but the thing here is they're so fresh. They taste so good. You don't get that processed taste you get when you buy a tortilla wrap in the store. There's no sugar. And the carbs are so minimal. You can see already we've cooked 6. This is 9. I mean, if you're on your own, you could make 14 of these and you could probably have 3 meals. But once you start eating them though, and you find out they're low in... So they're about 22 calories each. 22 calories each with 1.2 to 1.6. So 22 calories. So let's say 25 for argument's sake. You can't substitute. You can't get bread. You can't do anything. And all you need is a ring, and they could be any size. This is about 4.5 to 5 inches. 4 inches. It's a bit bigger than 4, but
It's 4-inch cake pan.
yeah, but it is a bit bigger because I measured it. I think it's about 4.5. But again, you could use a 4, you could use a 5, you could use a 7. You can make them bigger. You just get less, obviously. But the way we eat, I think they're perfect this size because you can have a whole bunch of different things to put on them.
Laura Jones says psyllium husk is also good for your gut.
There you go. Thank you for that. Well, they're an extremely clean wrap. I mean, if you're into healthy, clean eating and you're looking at your carbs, you want to keep your insulin down, especially for me. I want something that I can jack up with fat for my keto diet. You just got to keep remembering these are here. So we've got 8 so far. And then they cool pretty quick. You can start stacking them just on their edge. But now's the time, you know, if you can get the ingredients, stock up the freezer. So how many did we get there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 3 on. So we're going to see what I got out of this pile. I have got 14. I have got 13. I don't know. This one here we're just going to roll out, and I'm not going to cut it because that's the last of it for this batch. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's 13 here. I know some of them are maybe a bit thicker, but 13 still good. So I'm quite happy with that. And our other batch is right here.
Are you using a non-stick pan to cook?
I guess that's a non-stick pan, yes.
It is,
You
yes.
could, yeah, non-stick pan. This is what kind of pan is this actually?
It's just a crepe pan.
Just a crepe pan. So it's not a Teflon, is it?
No.
It's not a Teflon, but it's actually perfect for it. You could use your grill for pancakes. I mean, essentially, you're making like a mini pancake. Though we did have pancakes the other night for dinner. An almond flour pancake. So this has been sitting, we made this other batch here about 20 minutes ago. We're going to see if it'll work. I am really enjoying this wine. And the good thing is, if you're drinking wine and you're using this, they're always going to be round. They just might be different thicknesses. So I'm going to try one that's been sitting for 20 minutes. So if you're in a hurry, we'll see what happens. I think a good idea would be to... So there you go. Again, if you're watching the stove, you'll get them like that. If you're not watching the stove, you'll get them a little bit more like, well, they're pretty much the same. But they're all nice little crust on them. They're very good. So there's 13 of them. We're going to 12 there and then 13 right here. This is the one that we made since we went live. I'm going to see what it's like. And you can see it almost needs a little bit more time. So there's your 30 minutes. That's why you need the 30 minutes. Because we're probably, by the time we made these with you watching, it was probably about 20 minutes now. But I do notice if you take a little bit of your dough and work it a little bit. Let's try again, just for fun. I'm going to quickly make these up, and then we are going to eat some of them. We're going to put some goodies on them. So, I think the key is you just want them to sit so they firm up a little bit so they're pliable to work with. But they are truly delicious. You know, sometimes you make low carb stuff and it just doesn't quite live up to its equal or what you're trying to duplicate. These do. These are definitely, I would have these over the ones in the store any day. And I think, you know, you could just throw these under the broiler or in the oven. Just in the oven wrapped up would probably work really nice. That's what we would normally do with a tortilla. That was looking very good. The one that we've kind of rushed 20 minutes instead of 30. But the first batch sat a little bit longer than 30. A little bit of Rod Stewart playing in the background for you. So yeah, these, like I said, if you just take your dough and work it a little bit, you'll find it's a little bit more easier to work with. It's just really that lifting it. But it is so simple. It's such an easy recipe. It's probably the easiest bread recipe for low carb that I've come across. Definitely is. And if someone out there does try to experiment by changing out the psyllium husk with something else, let me know how it works. I can't see why not. Basically, I guess the psyllium husk is your bonding agent, I think. We need that, what's his name? Anton Brown here to tell us what the ingredients are doing. Just like that, I have 3 in the pan, and I'm just going to keep an eye on those. I'm going to make sure I don't cook them. But so you can see that in a half an hour, I've mixed a batch, I've cooked a batch, and I'm on a second batch now, cooking a second batch. There. See, they do need that little bit of time in there. I'm trying to turn that one a little sooner, see if I can make a lighter, give it a lighter look by turning it faster, but they definitely need to sit a little bit. And I'm probably making these a little thicker, but that's okay. But they, for someone who doesn't cook a lot, they are very rewarding because they really don't take a lot, and the end result is great. And they suit any diet. Even if you use an old paint can or a jar, a lid off a jar. So here I did one, it's still a little, I did that one a little softer. It's a little bit meatier. Meteor, as in not the space meteor. See the steam coming off them? And this one got a little longer. But that's it. That's basically... It's always a treat when you find an easy low carb recipe that tastes great. That's the key. You try breads and crusts and stuff, and sometimes it's just so disappointing, you know. You want it to taste like that big chunk of gluten bread that you love, like the sourdough bread we were making like 3 weeks ago, and you're just not gonna find it. You're not. But when you get into the coconut stuff like this, you tend to find something really good. And I could eat this instead of eating bread. So is everybody else just like drinking wine on the weekend or drinking wine every night? Is there still a Saturday in your life? Is there still a Friday? You know, I think for the first time in my life, and this is honest truth, for the first time in my life, Friday didn't mean anything to me. Friday, even if I had to work the next day, if I work a Friday, Friday was Friday. I grew up with, as a young lad, when we worked, Friday didn't matter. We were going out Friday, and that stayed with me. Even if I was staying home on a Friday, Friday was still a great day. But this, now, since we've been off for about a month, I forgot what Friday is. Friday's not, I don't say, oh, it's Friday today.
Every day's Friday.
Every day's Friday. Well, no, not every day's Friday anymore, because Friday, you look forward to Friday differently. I mean, the weekend was your break. Now you got the break every day. I'm sure some of us will struggle going back. Oof. This one's a little...
Kelly said she's sticking to having a drink Friday and Saturdays, trying to keep routine.
Well, I do really good not drinking a lot, but tonight we thought we'd have a bottle of wine. Did you want some more? There you go. I'll watch the computer. Pass me your glass and I'll put it in. So I'm almost done. I got maybe 3 or 4 more of these, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get a bunch of stuff out and show you what they look like when you...
Kelly said she can't say the same for Tim.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Problem is I can't drink a lot of beer because of the carbs and the wheat in it. Just leaves me feeling really cloudy. So, I mean, I miss more the fun times with people having the beer, but I don't miss the beer. But a glass of wine, I can sneak that in like I am tonight. Let me throw these on, and we are pretty much done. And I'll quickly clean up the counter. But again, you can see it's 7:38, and we've got a whole batch of these. Definitely do a whole family, or us. This is a great playlist on Spotify. It's called Tapas, Tapas. That's it, and such a nice jazz, bit of Latin, salsa. Perfect for making these. And this is our first time cooking with a camera at the stove.
Gotta give them a flip.
Oh. No.
There you go.
Don't listen to your sous chef. These probably are, I think that's it. And cleanup is real easy. We could roll a little baby one out if we wanted. But you'll be surprised at how great they taste. There we go. The good thing with doing these things live and you getting to see it done, you know that it actually takes this in real time. I'm just going to wash my hands before I flip those. So that was fun, easy, and straightforward. Now, I got to keep my producer fueled up. I might as well fuel myself while I'm here. Cheers. Cheers. And there we go. Quick cleanup. And we are ready for stage 2. So again, if you're making them and you want vegan, you just have to switch out your yogurt for an alternative, which they certainly have. And then from there you just put anything in them. But yeah, they're fantastic. Like this one was a little bit thicker, but that's fine. That easy, and this pan works fantastic. And you can make them look like countries if you like. Stove is off. The fan is off. And we are done.
Is cheering you with tea.
Ha!
Cheers.
So we're done over here, right? Now. We're gonna bring some. That's probably ready. We're gonna bring some things out of the oven.
We only have a few things in. Ran out of time to get everything ready.
I will get some things ready. Actually, maybe I'll leave it in the oven.
You can use vegan yogurt, Paula.
Lisa's got the control here.
Oh.
I'm just in the fridge.
Don't have a shot for the fridge.
No fridge shot. So we're gonna have some sriracha.
You can pull out the yogurt.
Oh, did I kick that camera?
You did.
Is it out of the way?
You're fine.
More yogurt. What else would you like?
I'm good.
Hmm?
I'm good.
That's all you need out of here?
I don't need anything. Salsa? If you want some.
Salsa? Yeah, we could take some salsa. Salsa. You could have cheese if you want cheese. So.
Little bowls over there. And there's an avocado over there.
We'll make it presentable.
There's little
I like something cold with it. Just so good. We have our yogurt for that.
If you want the lazy Susan, it's right
Hmm?
there. Lazy Susan.
Actually, what did you say? Yuki what? Is this the best avocado we have?
Yep.
Our avocado.
Is it Neil? It actually is Neil Brothers. Tell Tim it is Neil Brothers salsa. Kelly said Tim says it better be Neil Brothers.
Tim, do you think I would have brought it out if it wasn't? Here's our little
Avocado skills.
you can't beat an avocado. And this avocado is actually perfect.
Kelly said we've made them so happy.
Here's the avocado.
You've got mini tomatoes over there if you want tomatoes.
We have some fresh tomatoes. Actually, I'll cut these on the same cutting board. Sharp knife for these little guys is really good. Again, you don't need a lot when you're building these things, but which is nice. It helps. But it's such a fun meal to just have a whole bunch of different things, and I'm fine with having this the next day. There we go. We'll just do a few more of these. Here's our veggies. I mean, you could get lettuce, but then again, these things are only so big, so we're going to go...
There's roasted red peppers on the side.
roasted red peppers. What do we got here? Refried beans. Chickpeas. And some ground beef. That looks delicious. Would you like one?
In a minute. Go ahead and make your own.
I'm going to make one. I'm going to get a plate. My little white plate. These are great for a party. If you could have people over, it'd be fantastic. But again, these are... And what's nice about it, when you have a variety of stuff, you can everyone is going to be different. So, well, I'll take a warm one.
Get a spoon for your 3 spoons.
I'll take one that's not mangled. What's going to be first? I'm going to take a little bit of ground beef. I'm actually going to, what am I going to do? Salsa first? See, I don't even know what to do first. There we go, a little salsa. This is going to be a little beef. We're going to do a little bit of yogurt. We're going to do a couple of tomatoes. We're going to do a piece of avocado. And if Lisa wants to put it over here, we can see.
Oops.
There she is, the first one. Oh, you need serviettes. Oh, you know what I forgot? Though I probably don't need much of this, but I'm just going to put a little bit on top. Perfect meal. And I really wanted to show you how they hold together. And I think that's the key. You don't, you haven't made something that starts to crumble.
Tzatziki would be amazing on it, Diane said. That would mean a trip to the grocery store. You don't
Well, we
want
have
to do
yogurt.
that.
We should probably mix it up, something up.
Yogurt, cucumbers, garlic.
This is delicious. This is well worth making them. But I love the texture of the coconut. Like the wrap, the flour. It's just perfect. That was so fresh. And the ground beef was from local organic farm. So really, really good. Oh, there's now you can go. Now the next one could be refried beans. Though keto diet, you shouldn't really be indulging in the beans, but I'm indulging in the wine, so I might as well indulge in the refried beans. But they're not very expensive to make. I mean, obviously your toppings are going to add up, but the wrap. But they're definitely, you just pull them out of the freezer. Perfect.
Do they taste like coconut? Diane wants to know.
I don't think you could tell that they were coconut. I know they're coconut, so, but no.
Oh, I can't wait to try them.
What should I have? A little salsa? Yeah, if you got the ingredients, oh, definitely well worth it. I could have this every night. I could eat this every night for dinner. We have Lisa's roasted peppers. Let's put a roasted pepper in there. Look at that. Look at that. This to me is better than a steak dinner. This one's going to drip because of the salsa.
Barry said, thanks, Mark.
Anytime, guys, check it out. You want low carb? This is the way to go. With a favorite wine, it is delicious. Wow, we did all that in under an hour. But there was a lot of you had to make all this stuff. But again, if you're making them at home, you pull out some cheese, an avocado, some tomato. You don't have to go to this extent. You can, you're going to have a bunch of stuff. If you got the salsa, you can cut up some cold meat or whatever you have. That's the easy part, I think. Can they see that dog in there? Well, if you can't see it, they can. Can you see Yuki in the picture?
The finished thing is right in front of me.
Oh. Yuki is sitting on Lisa's lap. So that has been a lot of fun, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions about these wraps, let me know. But if you go over to the Health First Living Facebook page, there's photographs, there's ingredients, there's the nutrition stuff, everything's there. And now this video is around, so if you want to watch how I made them.
You're a little late.
And then there's these little ones, so cute. But yeah, you can make little ones, so you could make smaller ones if you were entertaining, and you could put little things on it. Then it would be like a tapas, right? No? What do I know? I just know how to make wraps. Are we signing off? We're going to indulge in all this. You do not want to see that. That's going to be chaos once Lisa gets over here. Stuff's going to be flying everywhere. So thank you for joining us at our tapas party. We're going to finish some wine. We're going to finish this off. Maybe not all of them.
Probably not all of them, no.
Lisa said probably not all of them. No, we're definitely not going to eat all of them. But anyways, thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow. We're going to the beach tomorrow. Join us, pina coladas on the beach at 4 o'clock.
Bye.
See you guys.